We are live, y'all. We are live. I'm late. I'm sorry. I was trying to get in here a little earlier, but I got caught up. All right, let me just adjust some things in here for you guys. All right, guys, how is everybody doing? It's almost Friday. It's almost Friday. Okay, I think that's good. Stay. My little setup is kind of janky. All right, so hey, y'all. It's Nikki with the Homeschool Life, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about, I didn't start coughing until I got on with y'all. I'm going to be talking about my homeschool curriculum choices for 4th grade for the year 2020-2021. So I know it's late, so I'm not going to keep y'all very long. I got a lot of stuff. I'm going to just go through it shotgun. Ask me questions, and if I have enough questions, I'll do a follow-up video. Okay, so I'm going to start with math. I got my pajamas on, y'all. Hold on, let me get comfortable. All right, so with math, y'all know what I like. Beast Academy. Oh, now I'm mainly showing you the spines and some supplements. I'll probably do another video just on the supplements and the manipulatives, but let's just go with what I have. So for math, Beast Academy. I know I love Beast Academy. Go into my my channel list. You'll see I have a couple of videos on Beast Academy. I have the whole series, so we're doing level 3, and I have the practice guide and the regular guide. So Beast Academy for math. That's the spine. Now, did I bring it? Look at me. Oh, okay. So one thing to note, and you know what? I need to make a video on this. How to lesson plan. And what I do is I look at the scope and sequence, like for math, I look at what they're going to be doing for that chapter. And then I go pull individual resources to supplement that. And I had something really great. What's the point of math book? I wanted to show you guys. Maybe it might show up in here somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to move on. All right. Also, for math, I love the keys too. Oh, what's up, Hassan? Peace, love. I love the Key 2 series. I have geometry. Now, the geometry is really for like the high school level, but check this out. If you just use the book 1, it's totally appropriate. It's so incremental in how it pulls you along that it's not my child, my 9-year-old. I mean, look, I need to do a review on the Keys 2 series. Now, this is for high school, but it's real slow. It helps to give them the big picture of what they're learning. This is stuff that a 4th grader could do. And that's what mine's doing. That's a topic for another discussion. But this is a supplement, the Keys 2 series. And this I just pulled because I know in the 3rd book they're going to be doing measurements. And I pulled this out. I pulled out, I have this one, and then I have the metric unit as well, because you need both. All right, so that's for math. For writing, you know my writing and rhetoric. This is book 2, narrative, writing and rhetoric. I love this. I have, go into my my archive. I have 2 videos on, I do a review, and then I do another video on how I use that. That's one of my most popular videos. As a supplement, Evan Moore is always, Evan Moore is that nosy little auntie that's always like, what y'all was doing at the party last night? You know that nosy neighbor, somebody. That's Evan Moore. It's always lurking. So I do use the 6 traits of writing, which is a supplement to your writing curriculum. And I like that. So 6 traits of writing. And then for writing, that's basically it. Unless I see something else that I forgot about. Oh, for math. Now this is an old one. I just ordered the math analogies for the upper grade level. So for your youngins, this is great. It teaches the logic, the visual discernment, discrimination, all that good kind of stuff. So that was for math. Okay, so I did the writing. Reading. Where are all my books? I just threw everything in one pile. Okay, here we go. So for my son, okay, where's the main book? Okay, here we go. So for 4th grade, I always start off each of my kids with the classic Judy Blume, Tales of a 4th Grade Nothing. It's so old. I got it all taped up. It's ratty. It's faded. This is one of the ones, the old school ones that cost like 25 cents. So anyway, so I always start with this. And for this semester, I always like to have a theme for the books I choose, just so it helps me focus on the books that I'm grabbing. Otherwise, I get analysis paralysis. So I said, oh, you know what? 4th grade kids are really just boys especially. Let's go with adventure. So I pulled out books that are fraught with adventures. So for this semester, we'll be doing The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I'm really big on the classics, and I love the Great Illustrated Classic series. You can get these on eBay. I think I have 45 of these books. If it's there, I got it. You can get like buy 3, get 1 free, stuff like that. Great intro to the classics. So I have The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and then I have The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, which is hiding around here somewhere. Where'd you go, Huck? Well, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, you know, by Mark Twain. And then I have Treasure Island. So these are really fun books. They're adventure books and great writing, great storylines. So that's for reading. And then to finish with reading, I have The Reading Detective. So this is, it's like Evan Moore on steroids. So you, it's just higher order thinking. So I have that for reading detectives. It's a little, it could be a little overkill because they do a novel unit study that asks some of the questions that would be asked here. This just bumps it up a notch. I don't do this regularly. I just pull things out maybe once or twice a week just to kind of keep the thinking skills, the deeper thinking skills oiled. But that's reading. So unit studies and the reading detective. And then, of course, here comes Nosy Auntie again. Wait, where's Nosy Auntie? Oh, I was sitting on it. I'm sorry. I was sitting on Huckleberry Finn. So there you go, Huckleberry Finn. So those are our adventure classics. And then for the, to cap off the reading, Evan Moore again. So these are really easy to do, guys. You can do this as morning work. Okay, here we go with the comments. You're the second mom to mention that reading detective. Y'all got me filling up my cart. Listen, I love the Critical Thinking Company. Someone asked about the reading detective. They have the science detective, the math detective, critical thinking detective, I think. You know, you can have them do 1 page, maybe 3 times a week, or on the weekends, or just whenever, because it does take some time to start training your mind to think a certain way, mainly out of the box. And it could be a little exhausting for some of it. So it's just something good to have around. So just so your child has a little bit of mental exercise. So definitely check that out. I guess I should do a video on that. Let's see who we got. Jamila, what's up, girl? A reading theme is a good idea. I need to do that for read alouds. Yes, because sometimes after I'll read a couple books, I was like, man. And then I see a book that I thought, I'm like, oh man, if I had some thinking, some rationale, if I had some kind of plan with my reading, this book would have tied in nicely. Like I just did this recently. My 7th grader last year, we were doing dystopian themes, but I wasn't thinking about that at first. And so I totally left out Fahrenheit 451 or 411, whatever. And I was like, okay, if I was thinking about that, I would have pulled that out. So we kind of did it toward the end. But yeah, so having a theme is really, it's a good way to kind of cover your basics. So reading comprehension, Evan Moore, it's good just to see if your kid does have any gaps. It's good for you as a parent because it's so organized. You can look at what the scope and sequence. You can look and see what the learning concepts are for that grade level. And Evermore is pretty aligned with Common Core. Y'all see that? So this gives you talking points as an educator. You'll start to know about, oh, sequencing, author's purpose, cause and effect, things like that. So this is good for you as well. And then it walks you through how to go through the week. Just 1 page a day. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. A page a day keeps the dum-dums away. Okay, so that's reading. Science. Now, y'all know I'm combining all my cheering for science. Now, we're using book 5, but I was like, I don't know if my 4th grader, I don't know how he's going to do, and I don't know how my 6th grader is going to do. So I wimped out and got the book 4 for my son in case, you know, he was like, oh, I don't, you know, whatever. So I do have 4, but we're really going to work on book 5. But it's my experiment, so I'm going to see how that goes. But when I compare the two, you know, there is a difference. Like the passages are longer, the questions, you're doing a little bit more writing. And you know, my child he's coming out of his cocoon as a writer. So we'll see. But if I have to reverse back, I got that as backup. So that's science. Science. Oh my goodness, I totally left out this whole section. Hold on, my goodness. I said science, right? Okay, I got the science done. All right. Let me just do this, and then I'm going to come back to math. For grammar, now I'm going to do Grammar Town, Michael Clay Thompson. I've used this very successfully with my oldest son, but I still, see, this is going to be my husband. This is gonna be my side piece. I'm gonna give it another chance, and I don't know how I'm going to incorporate it. I'm thinking because Michael, to me, doesn't have enough exercise work. I mean, they do have the grammar, the workbook thing, but it's kind of all the same, kind of like this, but this is just different. So I might just have this just to say, hey, on Saturday mornings before you get on Xbox, you got to complete a couple of pages, knock that out, and then you can go play Xbox. Something like that. But I'm going to bring it in, but just not something we do like 4 days or 5 days a week. So that's grammar. And then, and I take it easy with grammar, you know, in elementary. It's not that serious for me. Coming from someone with a journalism degree. Let's see. Spelling skills. Evermore again. And this one, look, she's already tired. She's like, look, you didn't rip me up, everything. So Evermore to the rescue. So I have All About Spelling, which I love. But the one thing I don't love about All About Spelling, we're on book 2, but book 2, was downstairs behind our whiteboard. It fell down and I couldn't get behind there to pull it out. So I just grabbed this one. Oh, hold on. Have you tried the Well-Trained Mind curriculum, first language lessons? When I first started homeschooling my 14-year-old, he was in 2nd grade. That's when I pulled him out. I think he was maybe 8 or 9. I don't know. How old are you in 2nd grade? You know, he was in 2nd grade. And I did not really like it. And I didn't know if it was because I was really new to homeschool and I wasn't sure, you know, I was still trying to figure things out, but it for me, it seemed kind of clunky. You had, it was very like the pictures and the art and all that kind of stuff. And I just wasn't getting it, but I know a lot of people who absolutely love it, and they go on to, what's the next level? It's first language lessons, and then, I forget the next level. Now, the next level, I know a lot of people kind of abandon it and go for something else. But for the first level, I know a lot of people that liked it. But I didn't really give it that much of a try. And then I moved on to something else. But let me know if that works for you. Okay. Let's see. What does it look like inside the well-ordered language? Okay. Let me make sure my son Doesn't have all his name, our name in here, or last name. Okay, here we go. Let me just double check. Okay, so you see here, this is the introduction. I might just I'll do a video breakdown on this. So it's nothing intimidating. It is kind of redundant. It goes over. It reminds me of something you would see or do in like a private Christian school, because they don't play. They make sure you learn. But can y'all see that? You know, I bought this streaming software, Ecamm, for my laptop. It's a really fancy thing. I paid, I think, $15 a month, but I always film on my phone. I need to cancel that. But I did it just so I can do a better close-up of the learning material. So maybe I'll sit down one day and really figure out how to work it. But so it's nothing intimidating. It's reliable, and you know, it's the girl, that the average looking girl, average grades. She's the sidekick to the good looking girl, but she's solid, she's stable. So that's grammar. And then spelling, all about spelling. The one thing I wish All About Spelling would do is have more work, more written work. For me, spelling, you got to use all your senses. You got to put that in. For me, you got to write to make it stick. Okay, it's just another way to see it visually. And my kids are very visual and they're very hands-on. But that's level 3, but we're working on level 2, which is downstairs, probably covered in dust behind the whiteboard. And then the Evermore. So Evermore, I prefer a spelling program with more direction. This is just really to practice what you've been learning. That's it. All right, let's see. I got a lot of comments. All right. Yes, Tall, you finally made a live. Thank you for stopping by. My biggest problem, hold on, I didn't go back far enough. Okay. My biggest problem is trying to find a schedule that works for my 4th grader, a routine. Okay, look, I don't mean to toot my horn. I did a video, check out my video on setting up a homeschool routine. Now, I'll put a link down below when this video is over, but I have a free daily plan checklist, also known as a schedule, also known as a routine. And I can, you know what, I should probably do another video on being more in depth. Like right now, we're going to do some block scheduling because we have a lot of subjects that I'm trying to cram in. And I really want to be able to get through everything. And then our days, like right now, we have workmen in and out of our house. We can't really go outside because of the fire. So our whole routine is disrupted. So I have to adjust to what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, what's going to be a priority that needs to get done, and while still keeping the morale up, the morale of me and of my children. So yeah, I can definitely do a video on different kinds of routines. A routine when your day starts off on the wrong foot, a routine when, you know, you're not feeling well, a routine when a child is in a mood, you know, and a routine when things are going well. So, you know, we're generals. We have to manipulate our troops, you know, as best we can. All right, where was I? Spelling. All right. And then I'm doing, this is the first time I've used this with my oldest one, but never with my younger 2. So I'm going to try vocabulary packets. Erica from My Busy Bees and Me talked about this. Now I say, you know what? That book looks familiar. And when I went through my boxes of material, learning resources, I bought it, Amazon. I bought it while she was talking. And then I realized I had already had this. So I might make a section on my website when I finally publish it. And I'm just like, just sell these things or maybe do a giveaway because it's brand spanking new. Never used. But vocabulary, we're going to try Greek and Latin roots. Y'all see that? Okay. And there's some more comments. Let's see. Okay. I love, okay, hold on, guys. Let me check. Let me catch up. Let me catch up. Okay. Hey, Mama on a Budget. Have you tried? Okay, I tried Well Trained Mind. I love first language lessons, level 1 and 2. I just recently started using level 3 and 4. It's been great. Honestly, it's teacher intensive, yep, and repetitive. So some folks don't like that, but it's strong. Yeah, it is. You're going to be solid with that. And you like the layout of one of the things I held up, Jamila? Okay. Love your channel. Do you use all of the books from Michael Clay Thompson or just the grammar? I'm a curriculum junkie. I got all his stuff. I have Word Within the Word. I have all the grammar ones, the sentence ones, the poem ones. So since we're doing Shakespeare, I'm like, okay, let's get a basics and poetry. And so I pulled some of these books out. So this is Michael Clay Thompson. For those that don't know, Michael Clay Thompson, his curriculum is billed as being for gifted kids. Y'all, don't be fooled by that. Everybody is gifted if you can give your child the time, the space, and the patience. They can get it, or they can get enough for them. That's enough for them. Just the exposure a lot of times is just good enough. It's more than what most kids get in schools. So don't be swayed one way or the other when you read something or a class, or now for math, they're telling the truth. You might want to watch out. But for everything else, you just got to spend a little bit more time and to help them thinking, because we've never been taught how to think. Like, how does that work? And so when you're doing curriculum that focuses on that, those higher order thinkings, the higher levels on the Bloom's what am I trying to say, y'all? Bloom's taxonomy, Lord. So the higher levels, it's just a different way of thinking, but it's totally doable. So this is building poems. You know, gifted my behind. You put this in front of your child, spend some time, do some prep work ahead of time so you don't look like a fool, and you work with your kids. So that's Michael Clay Thompson's The Building Poems. That's an older version. Now, since we're doing Shakespeare, I pulled these out. These were library sales. I think they were like 25 cents, and I was mad because the week before they were 10 cents a book. But you got concrete poems, prose poems, sonnets. We're going to focus on sonnets because Shakespeare's lots of sonnets. But look at that. Nothing intimidating about that. Nothing intimidating about that, right? And one thing that I found, guys, I used to teach, oh, hold on. Oh, y'all are really asking stuff. I used to teach at a private language school. So all these rich Chinese professionals that worked at the Toyota headquarters, their wives and children would come, and a lot of times those children were older and they were trying to get into the colleges here, but the language barrier was their problem, which is why they were at the language school. So I taught English to non-English, not as your first language learners, TOEFL, all that stuff. And I watch some of the teachers, amazing teachers who've been doing this for like 20, 30 years. And I was watching them, and they were pulling out picture books, little baby looking things to teach. And those students, I mean, they were acing their TOEFL test. They were doing amazing. And it just was clicking with the students. So I started incorporating what the other teachers were doing, and it works. And let me tell you, in two of my college classes, my professors on their recommended book list, they had, like, you would think babyish kind of books. But they said that, actually one was a Dr. Seuss book, but they said, think like a child. You have to think like a child. And that's really one of the best ways to learn. And so don't think something's too babyish. All right, moving on. Oh, and then here are the rest of the poems. Yeah. So I've never shied away from, if something looks like it's kindergarten, look, I read this stuff. That's how I want to learn. I want pictures. I want stories. I don't want some dry looking paper that looks like it was prepared as an annual report. Hold on. I want this. And you're more likely to remember this, right? All right. So you got nonsense poems. And these, and you see how thin these are? Like 20 pages. Your child's eating lunch. You put this book right next to them while they're eating lunch. Here, eat and read. Okay? If you can eat and play video games, you can eat and read. All right, so that's poetry. All right, last but not least. Okay, so for math, real quick. For math, okay, so I look at, I'm gonna give you a little preview of how I plan. So I'll look at the first 2 chapters. And in this case, with Beast Academy, they start with, what do they start with? It's geometry. It's lines, segments, well, they just call it shapes. But lines, segments, parallel, perpendicular, different types of triangles. So I would say, oh, okay. They do polygons, quadrilaterals. They jump right into it. So I went and I pulled these books out. This series is a really good series right here. And so I had them read this before we start, just to prep them, right? Just to prep them. So I have a lot of books, supplement books. The Circumference, this one's the Isle of Immature. The Circumference is a really great math series that covers a lot of math topics. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out. There's also some other books. I'll do another video on that. Y'all hold me to that. All right, almost done. History. All right, so history is my own baby. And actually, I've been devising my own curriculum, kind of in the style of Bookshark, but with my resources and my, from our lens. So, the spine of the book, oh, it's way over there. I showed it. Look at my last live video where I just talk about the homeschool curriculum for all the kids. And I show the book in there. It's by Anthony Browder, The Nile Valley Civilization. Oh, well, never mind. It's right here on my lap. So this is the spine. There's also a workbook for this. And this goes a little bit deeper. And then it makes ties to things in Washington, D.C. So you can kind of make things applicable to your kids. So it's not so, oh, that's way in the past. So we're doing ancient civilization this semester with the focus on warrior mindset. But we're going to hit Egypt, Indus Valley, ancient China, Mesopotamia, Aztecs, Mayans, all that good stuff. So these are the books that we're using. Now, I don't know how good these books are because I don't know of a scholar or an elder that can vouch for the images and what's in here. So I'm really hoping if someone knows someone from these backgrounds, or maybe you've studied, I would like to know if there are any inaccuracies in this, just so I don't want to, put that on my children and they, come away with some false information. But, so we're doing that. And then I have Ancient Civilizations, another Evan Moore production. And this one is hands-on activities for them to make. There you go. Got ancient China there. Here you go. So we'll be doing that. And then for all the reading books, we're going to marinate on Egypt. Egypt's going to be the bulk of the semester study, just because I know that well, and the others I don't know. And so I have to really vet out the resources that I'm going to use. So, and there's the study guide if you are interested in this one. So all my kids are going to work on this together. Now, for your younger kids, you can never go wrong with the Who Was, What Was series. So we have King Tut looking like Obama. And then we have the Great Pyramids. And then we have some readers, King Tut. So a lot of times I'm just having, this is mainly for my 4th grader, right? I just have, because they're really easy to read. And I do this just because I always want my child to have a book in his hand. So some of these I'll just keep in the car, because we have 2 activities a week where we're in the car for about 20 or 30 minutes. Graphic Library, they also do the Max Axiom series. Graphic Library is a really great publisher. I really like their line of books. So you can just overdose and just go insane. This is a hands-on activity book right here. Let me show you. Well, it's not, yeah, not kind of hands-on, but can y'all see that? But it's really colorful. Yeah, it's not really that hands-on, but it's not like the pockets, the ancient pockets. So I'll just go through these really quickly. So we have, oh, we're making our hieroglyphs, hieroglyphics. We're doing a game, so, but don't worry about that. So just, I'm just showing you just what we have because we go deep with that. This stuff it's more for my older kids, but my younger one is still going to see it. These are almost like your study guides for your other subjects like math and English and stuff like that. So guys, you don't have to have all these books. I just collected these over the years, and it's just, to me, you can never have too much stuff. All right, so moving on, I have more, but I'm just gonna, you know, more hands-on stuff. These are all games within here, all kinds of games, tracing things, pull-outs, things like that. So we do a lot. And then we do a lot of activities. Next week, we're making canopic jars, stuff like that. Oh, I just got this book. Someone recommended it to me at Simply Wholesome, which is a whole health food store in Inglewood off of Crenshaw, the Shaw. But the graphics are beautiful, really beautiful. So hopefully my children will like that. And then the rest, I get the fun stuff, the gross stuff. Out of all the books I just showed you, this is by far my favorite. Darn, I got to do a video just on these books. This stuff, if you are familiar with horrible histories, you'll like this book because it's kind of like that. You know, people are asking like crazy questions, making comments, you know, it's real funny. So I like that. All right, last thing. And then if your kids are younger, you can always do Mummies in the Morning, the Magic Treehouse series. All right, so, oh, and then finally, I have a smaller version of this. When I first bought it, I didn't realize how long it was and how short my wall space is. But this literally covers 2 walls, like a standard room. It covers 2 walls. And I'll give a link below, but can you see that if you wanted to get it? Can you? I'll link it below. I'll probably link it tomorrow when I go through the videos. But this is everything that went on in Egypt, and then it goes into like the modern period, but it goes on forever. And I finally figured out a way to use this to hang it in my homeschool room because I only have 1 wall. All right, it's amazing. So I went and got a smaller one, but I'm all about images and just bombarding my children with lots of images. So Lord, I'll be rolling this up forever. And that's it. So it's in my son's work box. So we play this little game. If he does something he's not supposed to do, like he didn't do some of his chores, or if he spilled something and didn't clean it up, just some kind of infraction. Yes, I'm saying infraction. You know, he'll rectify it, and then he'll be like, Mom, you know what? I'm going to do some geography. He'll pick something easy like his phonics book or geography book or spelling book. Oh, so he's also doing cursive, handwriting without tears cursive. I think it's over there, but look at my video my last live on our homeschool curriculum, and I show you the blue handwriting without tears book. So he's doing cursive. That's more just for practice, just so he doesn't forget it. And then evermore again, geography. So a lot of times, you know, I just keep that around. They do it whenever. It's no biggie for me. Woo! That's it. I'm done. Now, y'all gonna ask, how are you using all of this? Don't be intimidated by all this. A lot of this stuff, a lot of the books you saw, I mean, you can eat up those books, like 2 or 3 books in one sitting. It's not really that much. Okay, how much was the timeline? Okay, so listen. I made a big mistake. I'm always trying to support our brothers and sisters. Hold on. I think I paid $80 for this. Now, I was watching Professor Griff from Public Enemy, and he had a smaller version of this. And no, I paid $100 for this. And I said, oh, I got to have that. And so I went there to the website, and they had a couple sizes, and I was ambitious thinking, oh, I'm going to have a different kind of homeschool room, so I need that. So the kids, the bigger it is, the bigger the font. So I didn't want something so tiny, and if I had to put this up against the wall, I see it. So I said, well, let me go big so my kids can see the words and the pictures. Can you all see that? You know, I might just take pictures of it and just put it on Instagram, since I need to be more active on Instagram. Y'all see that? So I was like, ouch. But I spent $100 on some nonsense. So they range in price from $100 to like $20. I'll show you the $20 one because I have it downstairs on my blinds. It's like this big. It's all crammed in there, but you know, you can put it on your child's desk, maybe tape it down so, you know, they can at least see it. But there are different options. And the brother, let me see. But you might be able to find it. It says Griot, the timeline Griot. No, here we go. Here's the website. Here's the website. Let me show it to you. I'm going to put all this in the description below, but I'm not going to do it tonight because I'm tired. Let me see. Can y'all focus? All right, let me just read it. It says www.hh-bb.com. Wait, that don't sound right. For full terms, visit. Anyway, I'm going to put the link in for you guys, so don't worry about that. Keep forgetting the graphic library has history comics. Yeah, I did too. I was all into the science, and as a matter of fact, they have an older version. I think I get some of these publishers confused sometimes. I think they have an older version. No, I'm thinking of the manga series. Never mind. Let's see. Yeah, visuals are important. Okay. All right, guys. I think I'm caught up on all the comments. Okay, so tomorrow or Saturday, I'm going to do 6th grade curriculum, and then I'll finish out that series with the 8th grade curriculum. And then after that, I'll talk about how I plan that curriculum, just so you know what's feasible, okay? What's doable, what is too much? How do you know when you have too much on your plate to do? So if you homeschool year round, it's definitely doable. If you're not concerned about check marking off things, you know, maybe a loop schedule might be best for you because you won't feel like you're not getting things done. You just do them as you finish and just go on to the next thing. So now I'll talk about that too, because a lot of times people don't know that there are different ways of doing their curriculum, like a block schedule, a loop schedule. So you got, you know, ways to get through the material and go at a decent pace for you and the child. So that's it, guys. Thank you for hanging in. Don't forget your free daily plan checklist. Let me show you a clean copy. It is free. If you go to my main YouTube page, the main page, the link is there to get it for free. But I'll put a link in the description after this video is over, probably tomorrow morning because I'm tired. But this is free. It's just something to help you get started and going. That's the thing. Just get going. Just get started. So I'm out of here. Thank you so much. And I will see you either Friday or Saturday for 6th grade curriculum. All right, guys. Bye-bye.